Hey, today all day we've got a great show for you on this lovely fall morning. Let's kick it off with Pop Start. Carson brings us the latest pop culture news you need to know. Take a look.
The best time of the morning.
That's
Pop Start.
It sure is, Mr. Cronkite Award winner.
That's right.
Very fancy. Very fancy.
First up on Pop Start today, that's right, Squid Game. The Korean Killer is officially Netflix's biggest series launch ever. The streaming service announcing the show's been seen by more than 111 million, Hoda, million fans. And in case somehow you don't know what Squid Game is, let me break it down. 9-episode series. You can be watching either Korean with subtitles or dubbed over in English. It centers around characters who are trapped in debt and are chosen to play a series of children's games with hopes of winning big cash prizes.
Is it a reality show?
No. And then, God, no. Then they find out if they lose those games, they lose their lives.
Is that horrible? I told you.
Squid Games
Yes.
knocks out previous Netflix record holder Bridgerton.
No, come on, Bridgerton.
The romance period drama that could not be more different than this, the new top show. So, Squid Game.
Have you seen
No,
it?
I have not.
I will say this. I am hooked. I'm sorry, Hoda. I started watching it. It is so intense, you can't binge it because you can only watch episode at a time.
People who can't afford to pay their bills are
Do you watch the subtitles or in English?
Yeah, subtitles. I didn't know you could do the English thing.
Yeah.
It is very
I haven't seen
violent.
it.
It's not for like a lot of people, but it's really interesting.
Well,
too.
it seems like it is for a lot of people.
No, yeah. Obviously, yeah.
111 million.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
What does that say about us? That that's
I
the
don't
biggest
know.
show in the globe
No,
right
I don't
now.
know, but people are like, oh, you got to see it.
They
They're
say
obsessed
social
with
commentary.
There is a lot of social commentary, and it puts you in these kind of weird positions of like what you would decide.
What would you do?
Are you going out as that for Halloween?
I'm not, and I'm terrified people that are because the Squid Games people that you see there are like the scariest people on the planet.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Give me
Well,
some
there you go.
Bridgerton.
Moving on.
Next up, we are revisiting two fan favorite films from the 90s. First is Home Alone, the story of a boy abandoned at home over Christmas break, is back in Disney Plus's latest take on the Macaulay Culkin classic. This time around, Jojo Rabbit star Archie Yates is left to defend his family's home against a pair of bumbling burglars, and the new trailer shows some of the inventive ways he's going to try and stop those trespassers. Of course, played by the hilarious Ellie Kemper from The Office and actor Rob Delaney.
You do realise that my 10-year-old son is at home by himself. You just assumed Max was on the other flight.
We didn't take a census.
This is my house. I have to defend it. Orange stripe, center pocket. Ooh. That did not sound right.
Also joining the cast is Kenan Thompson, Pete Holmes, and Chris Parnell. Home Sweet Home Alone premieres November 12th on Disney+. Next up, Scream. It's been 25 years since audiences were first introduced to the film's terrifying masked killer. He is back. A new trailer for the latest chapter in the Scream series shows original cast members Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette all returning to hunt down whoever is behind Ghostface this time.
Samantha, I know who you are. I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready for this? Never. Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all.
Scream hits theaters on January 14th, 2022, and Hoda could care less.
This is like,
Straight ahead.
I just blacked out.
Here's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, it's fine.
Bridgerton.
Give us some Bridgerton. When's
That was an
Bridgerton
interesting
2?
pop start. Like,
Yeah,
that
it was very
kind of
like
a
a
It's almost Halloween, so I think there's some
There you go.
themes.
I like it.
Welcome back. Today we have one of our favorite segments, Overheard on Third, and it's extra special as we celebrate Al Roker's storied career. Check it out.
Welcome back. It's time for Overheard on Third, and we have to give a huge congratulations to our friend Al Roker. The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism has announced they are honoring Al as the recipient of its 38th Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in recognition, obviously, of your exemplary career. How does that feel?
Very odd, I will say. Because I'm going, and this isn't any humility. I just don't really feel that worthy of it. I mean, I do this gig. I have a wonderful time doing it. I love doing it. But there are so many other journalists. Like I'm married to one that probably deserve it a lot more.
Well, speaking of which, you're in good company. You talk about journalists. This award, Anderson Cooper, Diane Sawyer, our very own Lester Holt.
Yes, yeah. So
they take it seriously.
Yeah, and it's funny. I went to Arizona State University to speak at the school in 2013. We did a Today show from there. But never imagined that I'd be a recipient. But I want to thank them very much, and whoever they had planned who dropped out, I want to thank them
It is
too.
well
I need to tell you something. Every day I come in here, it is an honor, and I get the chills to work with you. You're a legend, and the idea that you have this is just the icing on top. Have you thought about a speech about?
No, not yet.
Do you have to give a speech?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like a graduation type speech?
Something like that.
You know, my new thing, guys?
What's that?
Is exercising and listening to graduation speeches while you do it.
Wow.
And so I'm looking forward to exercising to your words.
That's really disturbing. That's very odd.
I'm serious. I just did one.
That's a great beat.
Listen,
speech workout.
Hear me, even if you're not working out, like if on a Saturday afternoon, because this is what I've been doing lately, I just pull up graduation speeches. I did Denzel's at UPenn. I've done Oprah's at Harvard. I did Barbara Walters at Yale, and now Al Roker at the
ASU.
I heard Abraham Lincoln's. So that's fantastic. Okay, now to an amazing lost and found story featuring one of our favorite SNL alums. New York City couple getting the surprise of their life. They find a phone in the back of a cab. We've all probably done that. Yep. Well, take a look at what happened.
So Josephine and I are coming home from New York Comic Con, and a phone starts ringing in the back of the cab. We pick it up, and eventually find out whose phone it is, and we get a phone call from somebody who's very nervous that they've lost their phone. And look whose phone it is.
It's Molly Shannon. She went on to say the phone must have slipped out of her purse. She did the Find My Phone. She never thought she'd get it back, but the hotel calls and says the couple picked it up.
And she goes and shows up there.
She decided it was only right to go meet up with them.
Wait, that's funny.
Have you ever lost something and somebody returned it to you?
Sure. I think so.
I had a backpack stolen one time. I was playing basketball at school, West 4th Street courts, and I got it back eventually.
Wow. Yeah?
Somebody stole some stuff out of it, put it in the mailbox, and then I got it back.
See, that story just took a turn.
Yeah,
they
it's
took
weird.
stuff out of it and then gave it back?
Put it in the mailbox, and I got what was left. At least
well,
what
there
was
you
left.
go. See, and the fact that you got it through the mail.
Yeah,
is even better.
I don't know how I feel about that story. What about you?
Yeah, you know, I lost a wallet once when I was biking. And
recently?
About a year ago, and it showed up in the mail. Somebody just put it in an envelope and mailed it back to me.
No way.
Yeah.
This is Al Roker's? And then they sent it to you.
I would have showed up at the address and said, hello, miss. Never do that, though, if that happens. Never do that.
But you would have.
Yeah, exactly. This one caught our eye also this morning. An article in BuzzFeed asks if you think these behaviors are rude, and we wanted to get
this is good.
our collective take.
Yes.
Okay. Is it rude to avoid a friend or colleague when you run into them, but they haven't seen you yet?
What do you think?
Well, if they don't see you, then it's not rude.
If you see them and they don't see you, you just keep cruising, no problem.
I just did it yesterday.
Really?
Literally right over there.
I actually saw you.
No, you didn't. No, but I was like, but it wasn't for you. It was someone. But I feel like, who cares? They didn't see me, and I don't feel like talking.
So who was it?
I would never tell.
Just send the address, find the wallet, show up at the house.
we know?
What was the horror movie? I'll never tell. Who was that?
I don't know, but that was creepy.
I don't know, but that was creepy.
That was weird.
That was creepy. That's almost like listening to graduation speech.
Somebody tell me, I'll never tell.
Okay, well, in the meantime, what about another one? Putting in earbuds when somebody sits down next to you.
Do you know the person?
Yeah.
That's a little
Oh, I didn't know you know. I thought it was like if you're getting on a flight and you look and they look like they're going to want to engage.
Well, everybody knows you.
That's true.
Yeah, no,
we don't have to deal with
like
that.
when I'm on a plane, I don't know the person.
So what do you do with that? Because I feel like people know who you are everywhere you go. So does your skin high? Like
I say hi, whatever, and then a couple of minutes in, put the earbuds in.
I've seen you in your Instagram videos. People screaming to you in Central Park. You're like, hey, how's it going? Keep
You know
going.
what changed our being, Dylan and I, going to an airport with Al Roker? I don't know how you live. Like after a while.
Check the last one.
Okay.
Phone during dinner?
Is that rude?
Well, here's what: if I expect I need a call or like something, checking for the kids or something like that, I say, "Excuse me, I just have to check this one thing. Let me just take a look."
I think it's rude.
But let's say let's say you're waiting to find out if Kine or one or
okay. So then when I sit down, I say, just so you know, I'm not being rude.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah blah blah. But I do think you should set it up if you're
exactly
right.
Exactly.
There you go. You should have your own.
But I have been to dinner where I've seen like 4 people, like 2 couples, and they're all on their phones.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why did you even go out?
Totally.
You may have well done a Zoom.
Yeah. Let's try not to do
The future, yeah.
I'll never tell.
Congratulations.
Stop that!
But somebody, I'm going to check Twitter. Somebody's going to tweet us. It's a horror movie.
Right back.
Welcome back today on Hoda and Jenna. We get a little crafty with homemade Halloween costumes. You won't want to miss out on these simple how-tos. That's up next.
We are going to show you how to make some of this year's most popular looks for grown-ups and kids. And showing us how to do it is Good Housekeeping style editor Lori Bergamatto. Lori! I miss you. First of all, this mermaid is to die for. I cannot believe this is a DIY.
So this is a DIY. I actually got to do it with my older daughter.
Okay.
So if you have a child who's comfortable and you're advising them how to use a glue gun, this is just cupcake wrappers, you guys.
So would you staple them down?
I glue gun them. Just in a pattern.
Did you glue them together? Is there something underneath?
This is an apron, yes. Good question.
Apron.
That's an important question.
Yeah.
So this is an apron. I just have green leggings on underneath. I did an apron in the front and an apron in the back and just strategically tied them. And then I made a little tail for the backside here because I wanted to be able to walk, you know? So we could just, there it is. Hello, little tail.
Oh, that's cute. And your wig and your little sequin top.
And really affordable, you guys, because you can get like 100 of these for $5.
Exactly.
You know,
well,
so it's
you
great.
look adorable.
You look so cute.
Let's talk about some other hot Halloween costumes. So TV shows often make a good source. We love Ted Lasso.
It's the best, you guys.
Okay. Stop.
How cute are these kids?
Come on.
So it is so fun. Now, we did make sure that all of these kids are 5 and under.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Ted Lasso's not always appropriate for an 8-year-old.
Yeah, okay.
So this was really fun. And we have Wes here as Ted Lasso in the middle. And then we have Michaela as Rebecca. And we have Chris over here. Oh, there's Michaela as Rebecca. So the idea here is you just want something that really feels you know, like Rebecca's a boss. And she has tailored camel coat. Michaela, so adorable. And then we have Chris here. So we did ultimately get a wig on him to be Danny Rojas. Here he wasn't feeling it quite yet.
Cute.
But you just need some soccer gear. And this is stuff that a lot of kids will already have. You can make it with red duct tape and printouts.
All right, let's do something for parents. How about Rapunzel and her tower? I'm gonna say this.
Yes. So this is my daughter and my husband.
I love that.
This is baby Stella.
She's so cute.
Thank you, guys. And the tower is my husband Nick, who was a real good sport about this.
Seriously.
Not. But anyway, this is a really easy costume, especially if you have a baby who's in a carrier and you don't want to lug the whole stroller, right? So all we did here is we got him dressed in really comfy clothes, put some leaf garland there. I know, she was excited. And you guys, for the braid, it's just yarn. And so you can make we did 2 4-foot long braids and then tied them together. You put her in the Bjorn or the baby carrier, whichever one you use. We tied that felt poster around, and you're good to go.
Okay, are they going to trick or treat like that?
I don't know. I don't know if we can get Nick to do it, but if Jenna Bush Hager says it, maybe we can.
Do it. That's a costume.
So cute.
Okay, let's talk about group costumes.
I love these.
This is really fun. So just like TV shows, you know, we've all been home all this time. TV shows were big. Family game night was huge, you guys. So this is the family game night. This is the Chaplin family. We've got, who are we starting with? The mom and the dad here. We've got Priscilla as the boardwalk title deed. And the Monopoly man, who I found out his real name is Uncle Pennybags. Oh, look at that, learning a little something.
Wow.
And then for the kids, we had a lot of fun with these super easy costumes, you guys. What we did was, this is Raphael, and that's Operation. And what we wound up doing there is just getting beige pajamas.
So cute.
And that's just adhesive felt.
Brilliant.
Cutting it out in shapes, using a label maker.
Okay.
We go to Twister for Marcel. So adorable.
How did you do that?
You guys, it's so easy. Those are just sticker decals that you can get for the floor. I glued them on. It took like 20 minutes. White sweatsuit and a spinner. And this is Howie the dog. And he has he's a Scrabble tile, an H on one side, and he was a J for Hoda and Jenna on the other side. But he really felt the H because his name is Howie. So the whole family game night.
These are beautiful and easy
and affordable, you guys.
Thank you so much. All right, so do you guys, first of all, what are your pet peeves? What bugs you? What things get under your skin?
I mean, everything depends on the day.
You don't get bugged
that
easily.
No. What are yours?
What are my pet peeves? People who are rude, who walk through a door without looking behind them to see if someone's coming.
I don't like it when you're at a restaurant and somebody doesn't say thank you to that.
Yeah, I don't like that. Niceties are totally
niceties.
And people who cut you off in traffic, I don't like that.
Yeah,
and
that gets you
honk.
That gets you grumpy.
I get grumpy.
This morning, I decided on the way to work that instead of like studying or looking, I was going to roll down the window and just look at the buildings of New York. I was like, I want to be President Street.
Be here now.
So the window was all the way rolled down. It was beautiful air, and I was like feeling like the first day of fall, all optimistic. And then
what happened?
A guy driving right by me.
Lift you off?
He was in the driver's seat, just turned over, looked at me, and honked real loud. Like, and I mean, I could see the driver, like, what happened? And I'm like, is that because I was just like...
You were bugging him. He wanted to get moving.
It was annoying that I was paying attention to the world.
You know what? He wanted you to focus.
He wanted me to focus
angry.
on my phone.
Yeah, on your phone.
Back where my focus should be.
All right, so a recent nationwide survey conducted by Edwards Kirby asked what habits people think there should be a law against. So here they are.
Okay. 50% said there should be a law against talking on speakerphone in public.
Why do people don't do that?
I agree,
That's
but
not good.
sometimes I FaceTime.
Well, FaceTime is okay.
It's the same thing.
I know, but at least people know you're looking at your kid.
Okay.
22% say there should be a law against taking gym selfies.
I agree. I actually think when anybody takes, I mean, we take selfies. I know everybody takes selfies.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like a grandma, but sometimes, like, when somebody's, like, posing.
And though it's like again.
Like, it's sort of like influencers in the wild.
Yeah.
I always am a little bit like, oh my gosh. Okay. 24% said a law should ban low-rise jeans. I agree.
Nobody likes low-rise jeans. The skinniest girl does not like them.
When I look back at pictures of myself from college, I'm wondering what I was
were we
thinking.
doing that?
You could see like the underwear line. It was horrible.
And they're not comfortable. Nobody likes them.
No, and if you have any sort of muffin top.
Yeah, which most people do.
Any sort of croissant top. It doesn't even have to be a muffin. It hangs over.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
It doesn't work. All right, 25% believe there should be a law against sitting on the same side of the table as your partner.
No, I love that.
I love that too.
I love that. At every restaurant, I'm like, Henry, you're not close enough.
Scoot over.
And
I do like, because that way you can sit and visit. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much. Okay, I disagree.
All right. So this is kind of a cool story, because sometimes when you lose something, you feel like you'll never, ever, ever get it back.
Are you speaking from personal
No,
experience?
you know what's funny? I lose things all the
Every
time.
day.
And you know what? I always get them back. Let me just tell you a real quick, super quick story. I was at the airport. I was getting ready to board a Delta flight. Ann Curry randomly was in the airport. We were talking. I get on the plane. I fly to D.C. I get off the plane, and I see a cab, and I'm going to get in the cab, and it says cash only. I said, oh, my God, my wallet, my wallet. I didn't know where it was. I ran back to the airport. They couldn't find it anywhere. I kept thinking, oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? I was going to see my mom at the Library of Congress and speak there. So I'm standing there at the airport. The Delta baggage guy gives me money for a Metro card. He says, you can go and don't worry about it. I go there, I'm panicking. All of a sudden, I get an email on my phone from someone named Angel. I look at it, and he said, hi, my name is Angel. I work at Delta out of LaGuardia. I found your wallet. I was like, an angel found my wallet. That was amazing. And so he put it on the next shuttle to D.C. I flew back and met him. This guy was amazing. But I feel weirdly like when you're not hanging on to something super tight,
like
it comes back. Like I've lost my wallet 5 times. I keep finding it.
I had the craziest, and you cannot believe this.
What?
I was going to JFK for a flight. Okay. My bag, I had a jewelry bag, I guess, in the front zipper, which was stupid. And I put in, and I didn't have my engagement ring was in it.
Shoot.
All my stuff.
Shoot.
It fell out of my bag. I get to this place. I'm like, oh God, I don't have it. It's gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Goodbye.
and I was like, at some point, I'm going to have to tell Henry, and he'll be sort of disappointed. It was like stuff that meant stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Right.
But it was stuff that meant stuff, and he would probably have cared.
Right.
A man found it, took it to the security at JFK.
No, he didn't.
I mean, the security guards here go, you're the luckiest person in the entire world.
So you went back to
So I went back, and I got the jewelry.
I think there's something about that. I know, I know people who like really hang on to their stuff, and they see when it's gone, it's gone. Like, the number of times we've lost things. But Molly Shannon did it. She left her phone in a taxi, and she was panicking, I guess.
Okay, so listen to this. Check out this video of a Good Samaritan who found the cell phone in the taxi. They returned it to Molly.
Take a look.
So Josephine and I are coming home from New York Comic-Con, and a phone starts ringing in the back of the cab. We pick it up, and eventually find out whose phone it is, and we get a phone call from somebody who's very nervous that they've lost their phone. And look whose phone it is.
How about that? No, so this has never happened to me because I.
Oh my God! You know what? And then they met, so they said, "Isn't that the coolest?" I do think that. Yes, I'm much more good people in the world.
There are good people everywhere. Welcome back to Today Talks and our exclusive content you can only see here.
Okay, I'm excited about one of my upcoming podcasts. Can I tell you who I interviewed yesterday? And it was so thrilling and amazing. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow is one of these people where I looked back at all these different interviews that she's done over the years, and I was looking just to see, I like to, before I do an interview, I like to see, like, what's their style? Are they open to, like, and often I look for radio interviews because that's usually when you're super loose.
Yeah.
If I look for a radio interview, I'm like, oh, this is when it all kind of comes out. Anyway, she was so lovely. She's about to turn 60. She's got an 11 and a 14-year-old. She's playing music like never before. She talks about just like wanting, whether or not there will be love in her life. She talked about like what it was like to battle breast cancer and the end of a relationship simultaneously when she was with Lance Armstrong. And I have to tell you, it just dawned on me, like in the middle of her interview, like the best people to interview on earth are just people who tell the truth, who aren't spinning, who aren't pretending, who aren't trying to be something, who just say, this is where I am.
Who don't have an agenda.
No
like she was just there. Talking.
And I also, as I was listening, I thought, that's what I love.
Yeah.
Like someone who just says it.
Yeah.
And she talked about how, she spoke to her kids about adoption. I was very curious about that.
Yeah, what'd she say?
She said, it's just like, with my girls, they obviously know they are, but, at what point and how do you tell the story about, well, wait, where was I born then if you're my, and all those things. And she said something, it's funny, I'd written something similar to this in my journal because I've been thinking about how to say it and when they ask and what to say. And she said, God put someone on this earth. God knew that I wanted a baby, and he put someone on this earth to make sure that I was going to be able to get a baby. And that nice person made sure that you came to me. And I thought that was so lovely and beautiful.
Yes.
And I was thinking I want to write that down. But
have that conversation.
But, I mean, think about the interviews you've done recently. I feel like you did the Alan Jackson interview, and every time you come back, you're changed.
Yeah.
You're different.
I think you're right. I think you and I have pretty good intuition, so we know when somebody is there to just like bare their soul and be vulnerable, and when and that bravery too.
I know, and also maybe there comes a point in your life where you just don't care about the things you worried about,
Yeah.
And you just enjoy your life. She's singing. I looked, there was a song she sang with Stevie Nicks, and it was just melting me. I was playing it over and over, and she's, she was on tour with Michael Jackson when he was on the road.
Wow.
It was her first gig. She was like a backup singer.
I had no idea.
I know. Anyway, she's an amazing human being.
I love Sheryl Crow.
Don't you love
I love her. I love her. I got to do a piece with her a long time ago where we went to, I think it was her high school. And she was giving a musical instrument. Like, she was just talking about how important music is in public schools. And we went, and I just remember feeling so moved by the fact that, like, she had this music teacher that changed her, and she wasn't going to let the next generation of kids miss out on that.
And she said something profound, I thought, after the breakup. And I said, I wonder if you ever had a conversation after, because sometimes breakups are breakups and that's it. And I know that. I've been down that road. Like, that's it. There's like no conversation.
No more.
And she said that her mom gave her some great advice and said, whatever you imagine that ending conversation will be, that there'll be some resolution, you're probably mistaken. The conversation in your mind, the fantasy, isn't real. Don't expect something, a bow at the end, whatever. So, don't expect something from this conversation, which I think was her way of saying
no. But isn't that such an interesting, like, kind of analogy for life? Like, if you expect all of these certain things.
Yes, I need this. I need to talk to him and have him say
it's never going to happen.
A, B, C, D. Yeah, it's not going to work.
Well, I'm inspired. Okay, I can't wait to just hug that little podcast face of yours. I love that. I love that podcast. All right, so that's it for this episode of Today Talks. Keep watching for more Today All Day.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.